Hi there, it's Charles Goddard here. What you're looking at right now is the cover of a manual that I have created that teaches you some basic technical analysis and some basic trading and investing techniques. Now, the point of this booklet or book is for you to take matters into your own hands. Many of you, and I've heard you, anecdotally of course, but complain that the returns in your investment accounts, whether it's a retirement account or a non-retirement account, whatever form it may be, is not as you believe it should be. And so you can take matters into your own hands. You don't have to become a George Soros or Warren Buffett or anything like that. You just need a couple of very basic techniques. And we're going to keep it basic because I'm going to teach you things that are available to you on your trading platform, whether it's a bank platform, an investment company's platform, or free on the internet. In other words, these tools you will be able to use to manage your own money to better effect. So now, who would these investing techniques apply to? Well, it's everybody really, unless you are already a trader or a portfolio manager. So from the rank beginner who maybe doesn't know a thing but just wants to get started, uh, the average someone who's gotten started but are thrashing around, maybe without direction, without process, just needs a little help with some direction, and even the financial professional. If you work in a bank or you work somewhere where there's broad-based investment vehicles like mutual funds, ETFs, and so on, and you're advising your clients, and you have to use what your company says, or you have to listen to what the portfolio managers say who come around. How about you learn a few things and be a little more precise for your clients, and thereby do a better job for them? So, why this course over others? Because there's many ways to learn some of these techniques, and I can tell you from experience that I've been through many of these courses, and what I found is no one puts it all together. No one takes you from, okay, how do I assess something, how do I make a decision, how do I implement the trade, and how do I follow through, what's my risk management on this. And so this is what I'm doing here. I'm providing you with a turnkey instruction manual, how to make a trade and how to follow through with it and complete it, and you will be able to take what you learn and apply it to your account and improve your returns on your investments. So the four components then again, one, you're going to learn how to assess the stock or the ETF or whatever it is that interests you. You're going to learn how to place your trade, where to place your stop loss, which many of you don't even know what that is. That's protection, and I will describe that more fully for you in the booklet. You will then you will place a profit-taking stop. This is where we're going to follow some profit maximizing techniques. And you're going to learn about trade, investment management, your risk management, and these are the most important aspects of the process. Without them, it doesn't matter how great you are selecting your trades. If you don't follow this process, then ultimately you will find yourself in trouble, or not in trouble, but not doing as well as you expect. And the last part is email support. The piece that's always missing for me is the follow through. It's all very well for you to learn these things and know how to do them, but what if you have questions along the way? What if there's things you don't understand? I may not have explained something as fully as I should have, or you're not picking up on it. Which I will give you 6 months of email support where any question a trade you may be entertaining, how to do something, you've got something that you're not sure of, anything at all from the investment, trading, financial world, I will be happy to answer your email. And then what is our goal? What are we after here? And what you'll hear many professional traders, famous traders say is that you're after the big move. That that you only need 4 or 5 big moves a year to really have a fantastic return on your account. So we're talking 20%, 30%, 40% return on your portfolio. So this is pretty glib advice. I've heard it many times. Go for the big move. Go for the big move. How do you identify that before it occurs? We can all see a big move after it's happened. What are we doing to get on a big move as it's occurring or before it happens? So what I'm going to show you is a technique that probes for these big moves, that has you making a little money with each trade, but leaving you in position that if one of these probes turns into that big move, you're in position to take advantage of it. So the key is, and so many people do this, they jump out of a trade too soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up the conditions where you feel okay staying with the trade. So we're going to end. So right now, we're gonna take a look at 2 or 3 charts that you're going to begin to work with as you work your way through this manual. The first one is a simple chart of gold, and you can see this is what's called a candlestick chart. There are different ways of constructing a chart, which I go through in the booklet. My preference is a point and figure, but I really like the candlestick charts for the information that is there. The elegance and the simplicity of a candlestick chart is really quite something. They were developed several hundred years ago by rice traders in Japan, and it gives you all you need. You don't need to know a bunch of esoteric indicators and oscillators and so on. If you take the time to learn a bit about candlesticks, it can be all you need. The second one we're going to look at is where you're basically trying to identify the trend, and the definition of a trend is pretty easy. It's a series of higher highs and a series of higher lows, and you can see that in the chart. And that trend goes from up to down in the example we're looking at, where the higher highs and the higher lows turn into lower highs and lower lows. So there you have a trend, and you can work with that. You identify a trend, you can see the trend clearly set out the way it is here. You can trade that. You can invest in that. I'll show you how to do that. Now the last bit is patterns that can form as trends change or as things occur along the way in a trend. They have different names, but really the name is not what this is about. It's more about the psychology, what's going on in the marketplace. So as a trend changes from up to down, it sometimes forms a pattern that looks like a head and shoulders. Now we see that pattern. It's a couple of things. One, it's confirming for us that the trend has changed, and two, it gives us some measuring ability to be able to determine the next target. Now when a trend changes from down to up, it forms a reverse head and shoulders, and it gives us points where we can calculate an upside target. The big thing about this pattern is that not only do we have downside targets, we're quite clear where we are wrong in this trade and where our stop loss should go. If you don't know the meaning of stop loss yet, this is where we would get out, and it would be automatic because we've placed our stop there as soon as we're in this trade. We're going to look at how we apply something as simple as trend lines. If we've got a trend line, this is an area where the price touches the trend line and bounces off, and can give us some important information that we can use as we decide, should we be in this trade, should we change our stop loss, and so on. And by the way, we never change our stop loss to move it further away from the price. We are trying to implement a process that takes the emotion, the guesswork, and everything else out of our decision making. We don't want to be a party trick for our emotions, our physical well-being. Did we have an argument with our significant other? What's the news saying? And especially, and worst of all, taking tips from our friend Murray. All right, so now, and the last bit, of course, is we're gonna work on our follow through. We're gonna work on our risk management. We're gonna work on our trade management. That will see us through the trade, and at the end of it, each probing trade that is successful will see you with a small amount of profit in your pocket. We'll see your stop loss at break even. We'll see you now working with house money, and therefore quite happy to see if this unfolds into a big move. So to just recap, in this book you're going to learn the basics of successful trading and investment. You're going to learn some basic technical analysis. You're going to learn how to make money in the marketplace, whether it's going up or down, which is it goes up, down, or sideways. And since we're not dealing in options here, we're going to look at only the ups and downs for this particular book. You're going to have process to follow, including the risk management, and you're going to have the 6 months of email support. Now, I'm running a special on this book. It would normally sell for $79. I'm going to let you have it for $29. You're going to have a savings of $50 for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I originally set this at December 3rd because it tied in with workshops I was conducting, but I think I'm going to run this actually all of December. So until the end of December, the price on this book is $29. If you have any questions about it before you make a decision, why don't you drop me a line, and I will put up my email address for you to copy down and send me any questions you may have. But I promise you that $29 is nothing for what you will learn and gain from this. In fact, I'm going to add in right now that if you've had the book for 60 days and you don't feel it's been helpful, you can let me know and I will refund your $29 to you. Alright, that's as good as I can make it. I'm not even sure why I added that last bit, but I have. And so I look forward to hearing from you, and please drop me a line if you've got any questions whatsoever. I just want you taking matters into your own hands, because even you equipped with a couple of basic tools, some basic information, but paying attention to your account, even on a very cursory level, you will do much better than the professional who's learned and good but not paying attention to your file. Don't blame him. The structure, the financial industry is such that it's not possible to spend time on each file as it should be. So once again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Bye now.